Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. We're going to jump back in with Marie Antoinette today, but before we do that, I want to address the elephant in the room. I am in mourning. My great aunt passed away about a week ago, so I'm going to be in mourning until April 1st. So I just wanted to let you know so there aren't a lot of questions below about why I'm all in black. That's why. So we're going to jump back in with Marie Antoinette, but before we do, there are these things that you can do. They're called encounters. They're not part of the game, really. You just kind of talk to one of the side characters in the game and tell them to do something, and you get some sort of reward. And I was kind of doing, if you do those, you get points and eventually you'll level up. So I was doing that because I wanted to level up so the story would be more interesting. And Madame Adelaide, the villain of the story, who happens to have my name, she's got a tragic backstory. So here it says, in the royal vaults I find clothing that has been carefully stored, along with a note saying, "For my beloved daughter." And then if you take it to Adelaide, she'll say, "So I really was loved," she smiles, "but it's too late. Take it on my behalf, young queen." Now that is incredibly sad. So I feel sorry for her. I don't really know where I'm going with that, but that's incredibly sad. So poor Madame Adelaide. That doesn't excuse her being apparently evil, but yeah, poor dear. So I was planning on doing something else, but I happened to see this. We're only 8% done with this story, and we've been doing this for about 6 months. So I feel like I kind of need to ramp up the Marie Antoinette stuff a little bit if we're ever going to finish this game, because yeah, 8%. So let's keep on going, shall we? Spending time in the palace only makes it harder for me to avoid the ongoing disputes and schemes. I feel like a trapped prey with nowhere to go. Small nitpick, but a trapped prey is an odd choice of words. At dawn, Gabrielle hurriedly wakes me. She's worried. Something has happened. Something usually does happen. "Your Majesty, the king wishes to see you." Are we going to get to meet our husband? We haven't met him yet. So suddenly? Is something wrong? Well, you did spend all of last evening dancing with somebody who is not your husband and being very romantic with him. That could have something to do with it, Your Highness. Something to do with a necklace. More of the affair of the diamond necklace. Oh, this is exciting. When I was editing that part, I literally jumped out of my skin. It startled me so much. I did not sound even remotely human. I remember Boehmer's necklace. Why would this come up? Beautiful things attract disaster. I feel a sense of foreboding. Gabrielle's face goes pale. She's just remembered the same thing. Do you think it's that necklace? Wait a minute. I had a voice for her, didn't I? Do you think it's that necklace? I'm worried, Marie. I refused to buy the necklace, so there shouldn't be any problem. Don't worry. It's only been a few days. How did the king hear of this? Okay, in actuality, it took several years for this whole story to play out, but I'll give them a pass on this. There's no point in speculating. I'll hurry to the king's side. I don't want to make him wait. I should change into something more presentable first. Yeah, she should. She's been wearing her mask all night. That cannot be good for you. Apparently, when you log in, you get a lot of new stuff. So let's see. I've got some new stuff. Well, that's elegant. Whoa. Okay. So this has absolutely nothing to do with the 18th century at all. If I had to put it to an era, I would say 1930s inspiration. I don't really know about anything post 1920. But what was there even to talk about with this? There's nothing remotely 18th century there. Let's look at this one. Ooh! Now this is interesting. This is not 18th century at all, but it looks actually quite Victorian. This looks like 1870s does 18th century. In the 1870s, you got a lot of these dresses that were inspired by 18th century fashion. Some of them were actually old 18th century dresses that had been remade. So this looks kind of like one of those. You see this kind of bustle drape here, and then the apron front, and the kind of lapels. the lapels here with these buttons, and the skirt's a little bit short, but this looks very sort of like 1875, just before kind of natural form era. So that's interesting. It's not appropriate for the 18th century, but it is interesting and actually quite appropriate for the 1870s. Okay, shoes. Where did these shoes, well, I don't know where all of this stuff came from. Okay, so let's see. What are we going to do? Are we going to try to make her 1870s? No. We're in the 18th century. We're going to stay in the 18th century, at least until I get some shoes that are appropriate for the 1870s and hair that's appropriate for the 1870s. Because so far, we have nothing that is appropriate for the 1870s. So we're going to stick with the 1780s because that is when this game takes place. And I can't really get mad at the game for not being historically accurate if I don't make an effort to be historically accurate. So we're going to go back to this dress, the old go-to, the old faithful. And where did all of these things come from? Whoa, oh, that is truly fetching, isn't it? Oh, good Lord. No, we're sticking with this. Would you please stand still? Oh, that's the best hair we've seen so far. That looks phenomenal. Oh, I'm genuinely impressed with this. All right. Okay, wonderful, great. Let's take that off. No. Shoes. We still don't really have any good 18th century shoes. Luckily, we cannot see her shoes in this, so let's just put her in those. Okay, so this is definitely the best. This is the best she has looked in her entire life, and it's the lowest score I've ever gotten. You've got to be kidding me! No, I'm not retrying. I stand by myself. You look so elegant and formal in this outfit. It's perfect. I've really got to give it up to the dialogue writers of this game because the dialogue just sounds so natural and normal and not at all stilted. So they've really, really outdone themselves. No matter what the issue may be, I'm sure His Majesty will improve upon seeing you. The King, Madame Adelaide, and Lafayette are in the study, looking grave. The atmosphere is so tense, I can barely breathe. You know when the atmosphere just impacts your lungs? Gabrielle is terrified. I squeeze her hand to comfort her, and step forward and curtsy to the king. I don't know why Gabrielle is terrified. It's not like this is impacting her at all. Greetings, Your Majesty. May I know why you've sent for me? Ooh! I've got to say, I'm impressed with his character design. He actually looks quite like himself. I can't turn him. I wish I could. I want to turn him around and look at him. But he actually looks quite like himself, and his costuming does not seem that bad either. So, well done, game. The king sounds... I didn't even say that. He said, it looks like you've purchased a very expensive item. The king sounds hesitant and thoughtful. He seems unsure of what to say. I don't know why Louis XVI would be all horrified that she bought this necklace, because, as I mentioned several episodes ago, he offered to buy this necklace for her in 1778, and she refused, saying that they had more need of ships than they did of necklaces. So it's odd that he would offer to buy this necklace for her, and then several years later be all horrified and shocked that she bought it for herself. Something does not add up there. There's a sudden cold chuckle. Okay, this is definitely going to be Madame Adelaide. I was right. Why are you hesitant, Your Majesty? I remind the Queen that my father commissioned the necklace for Madame de Berry, but now you've decided to purchase it for yourself. 1,600,000 livres. That's equivalent to years of palace expenses. You certainly have no problem pampering yourself, Your Majesty. I didn't buy that necklace. This must be a misunderstanding. Oh, then why did Boehmer say you did? Why would a commoner dare to frame the Queen? And what about the gossip? How do you explain that? Gossip? What gossip? The king tries to speak, but only sighs. After some thought, Lafayette breaks the silence. Your Majesty, the people say you disregarded the state of the royal treasury and amassed huge debts to buy it. News has spread quite rapidly. If you've truly put the palace in debt, your reputation, as well as the royal reputation, will not recover quickly. We want to hear the truth from you before we decide how to handle this matter. Okay, I'm very irritated with Lafayette talking down to me. He's talking to me, her, Mary, like she's a child. She is the Queen of France and vastly outranks him. He's a marquis. That is not a very high title. He's not a duke, he's not a prince, he's a marquis, and he's talking to the Queen like she's a child. My words and deeds have always been the subject of gossip, but even a visit from a merchant can result in vile talk. I swear by my dearest mother that I did not purchase the necklace. Your Majesty, please believe me. I swear by my dearest mother. If I'm lying, you can go kill her. Everyone is staring at me. I love this portrait behind in the background, because they've had actual 18th century portraits kind of on the walls earlier in this game, but they just kind of decided to do this little kind of smiley face in the background here, and I wonder why they decided that at this point in time they're not going to have an actual 18th century portrait. They're just going to do this. Gabrielle's worry, the king's doubt, Lafayette's thoughtfulness, I would call that less thoughtfulness, more scorn. Oh, and Adelaide's scorn. Okay. The room is deathly quiet. As I'm about to despair and give up on defending myself, Gabrielle speaks up. My hero. Her Majesty didn't buy the necklace, I swear. She clenches her fist as though she's trying to keep herself from trembling. Her voice is gentle as usual, but I detect resolve in her tone. Duchess de Polignac, everybody in the place knows you're her closest friend. How do you expect me to believe you at all? I mean, I was there when Boma presented the necklace. I swear upon my family name, the Queen rejected him. Once the royal family's reputation is destroyed, even if you were to sacrifice your entire family, it would accomplish nothing. Fair point. I know that my previous actions have given people cause to doubt me, but Gabrielle has done nothing wrong. She has a heart of gold. Don't hurt her! Everyone stares at me again in astonishment. Lafayette steps forward. No matter the Queen's past deeds, we should find the truth in this matter. Of course. Do go on, Lafayette. Now that the gossip has spread, lying would only make it worse. I'm sure the Queen understands this. Therefore, I think the Queen would be honest about whether or not she bought the necklace. I choose to believe her. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lafayette, for choosing to believe me. You really are a prince among men. Gabrielle and Lafayette's words seem to have reassured the king. Now is the time. I must defend myself and offer a way to gain back my people's trust. Maintain innocence and offer a donation, or only maintain innocence? Offer a donation to what? I'm going to do some research and see what Marie Antoinette actually did. All right, now I could find no evidence that Marie Antoinette made any sort of donation, specifically in regards to the affair of the diamond necklace. She did have several pet charities, but I haven't been able to find anything suggesting that she made a donation specifically regarding the diamond necklace. Also, this does not specify to whom or what she will be donating, which is quite sketchy, so I'm just gonna say only maintain innocence. I could donate my possessions to save my reputation, but will I look guilty if I do that? Donate to whom? I won't admit to doing anything I didn't do. I'm ashamed of the things I've done before. I don't want to make any more mistakes. The necklace is indeed gorgeous, but I know its price is equivalent to years of palace expenses. I was tempted, I admit, but I'm aware of my duty to the kingdom as queen. I would never make such a frivolous purchase. If you still refuse to believe me, there is nothing more I can say. Your Majesty cannot. Enough. The Queen has spoken, and I have no reason to doubt her. Well, thank you. This must be distressing for you, Marie. Thank you for trusting me, Your Majesty. I'm glad you were thinking of the royal family's welfare. You're becoming more queenly. What a backhanded compliment. Like, I trust you. Look how much you've improved. As for the people's mistaken view on this matter, I will find a way to stop the rumors and clear your name. Will you really? Or will you just keep on whittling wooden locks? Louis XVI was fascinated by locks and keys, and one of his hobbies was to make locks and keys. Your Majesty, I'm glad... Was he talking to Gabrielle? I feel like she's kind of just inserting herself where she does not belong. Perhaps that merchant tried to trick us, to spread rumors and tarnish the Queen's reputation. He must be punished, Your Majesty. I will find the truth. Lafayette, please handle this investigation. I'll do it. He'll do it. I will do it by nominating him. Yes, Your Majesty. I will do my best. I return to my room. I'm feeling restless from the morning's upheaval. I think about a painting I saw in a book of Marie Antoinette being taken to her execution. I feel things won't be resolved so easily. I think they probably mean this painting. Perhaps I should confront Boehmer and find out why he said I purchased the necklace. It's probably just a misunderstanding. It can't be that serious, right? You are very stupid, Gabrielle. Maybe I'm overthinking this. I'm sure Lafayette would agree I should consider everything. I don't know what she means by that. Gabrielle, let's go right away. We're going to confront Boehmer? We're going to confront Boehmer. Okay. We're going to leave it there. A huge thank you to Mary Royal, Kit Kat Stitch, Emily Donnelly, Sandra White, River Scholl, and V Birchwood for sponsoring this channel on Patreon. If you would also like to sponsor this channel on Patreon, there will be a link down below. There will also be a link to my Instagram, where you should totally follow me, and a link to my email if you want to contact me for any reason. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, etc. And I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.